Air Force Plant 42 is located at Palmdale, California. It is just a few miles south of Edwards Air Force Base. The facility has now become synonymous with advanced and black aviation projects. It became most famous when Lockheed Martin relocated their aviation manufacturing plant, nicknamed Skunk Works, from Burbank to Plant 42 after the HAB Blue program had moved out. It has now become the place for advanced black programs, development, and construction. It became known as Air Force Plant 42 in 1953, and it was officially taken over by the Air Force in 1954. Situated on the site are three main aviation private contractor companies, which include Lockheed Martin Skunk Works, Northrop Grumman, Boeing, and plus Rockwell. Boeing's North America used to be located there. The most famous aircraft that has come out of Plant 42 that they have let come out to the public is the Northrop B-2A Spirit, when it was first rolled out in the mid-1990s. Since then, various programs have undergone construction here, some extremely secretive and some not. An example for a not-so-secret program is the current Joint Strike Fighter, or JSF, program constructed at Lockheed's plant in cooperation with Northrop's Site 4, where they then very classified B-2A was constructed. It is a nighttime when secret aircraft may fly out of here, either taking a very short trip to Edwards Air Force Base or north to Groom Lake and even farther to Tonopah. However, a lot of secret programs are actually flown inside of a B-5C Galaxy to conceal them from flying from Plant 42 to other test sites. Some aircraft, when being transported, are not even ready to fly, so they are transported by ground in parts. On a day-to-day basis, driving past this huge facility, you might be able to see an F-117 Nighthawk or some B-2A Spirits and other various aircrafts associated with the contractors on the site, such as Orion's, Stratotankers, stuff like that. Plant Area 2 is approximately 9 miles and about 5,840 acres. Before the plant was here, only Lockheed existed with a small site. Since then, it was become Palmdale International Airport, but that was canceled, and it was then a major aviation contractors moved in. Since the aviation industry moved in, however, the Palmdale Airport has arisen again and is now a civil airport, as well as a construction facility. Cargo and passenger transport has got busier by the year here. There are three main facilities within Plant 42. Now, these are Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and Boeing and Rockwell, where they're based here in the 70s and 80s. Actually built the 100XB-1B strategic bombers here, as well as the construction of the NASA space shuttles. The whole facility is one main construction modification and test center for the United States Advanced Aviation Program, although many modifications go on here on less exotic aircraft, such as other smaller aircraft that have been public for some time. Plant 42 is owned by a Detachment 1, an aeronautical systems center based out of Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. It is assigned to various companies such as described above. Sites 1 through 8 are owned specifically by the Air Force but are contracted out. Site 9 is owned by Boeing North America and incorporates the former Rockwell area. Plant 10 by Lockheed Martin Skunk Works. However, Site 9 was owned by Rockwell and Boeing took it over when Rockwell finished the B-1 construction. There's a lot to talk about with this site. Basically, this site in the UFO world has pretty much remained under the radar. Many people don't know about this. This site is very synonymous. Once Area 52 came out into the public and the government finally recognized that Area 51 did exist as Groom Lake, or, all the other words for it. Many people thought that it might have moved to the Proving Grounds or Dulce, wherever. But I think most of the activity in the secret world is going on here. There was a tour given, and in the tour, they shown what they could. Now, what they say they're doing in this facility is building drones. They showed us a model of a drone. Now, this was a triangular wing-shaped drone with a wingspan of about 22 feet and about 21 feet from nose to tail. Totally unmanned, can fly continuously with refueling, and can carry weapons. But we all know that there are many black projects going on. You think about it, the last black project to be released was the stealth bombers, and that's when I was born. They like to tell you to think about what the Air Force has. Imagine what they have, then add 40 years to it. There's been talk about the Aurora. Now, we, talking about the UFO community, were given some papers to suggest that the black budget project named Aurora was a true program. However, the airplane was not named Aurora, but it is a true airplane, some type of scramjet that could fly coast to coast extremely fast. So I'm going to introduce this plant to you and let you research it for yourself and see what you come up with. I do, however, want to explain some of the first photos that are on the video. This just shows surrounding land near and in between Plant 42 and Edwards Air Force Base. These photos were taken from Google Earth, as well as some information provided on Google Earth. There's so many names for this place. The Mojave Air and Spaceport, which says it's also known as the Civilian Aerospace Port, located in the Mojave, California, at an elevation. Doesn't say the elevation. It's licensed in the United States for horizontal launches and reusable spacecraft, being certified as a spaceport by the Federal Aviation Administration on June 17, 2004. It is the only spaceport from which there has been privately funded human space flights. Moving on to the next photo. I have personally measured on Google Earth the runways at Plant 42. Now, I live in Florida. I watch the space shuttle launch all the time. Well, I used to. I used to watch it land as well. The runway at Cape Canaveral 3.5 miles long. Some of the runways at Plant 42 are up to 7 miles long. The space shuttle comes in at 17,000 miles an hour. Of course, it is a glider and its speed dissipates. But what needs a 7-mile runway? And you can do it yourself. Pull up Google Earth and just type in Air Force Plant 42 and use the ruler. And you can see that there are some extremely long runways. Also, the way it's set up, of course, they have the different private companies, Boeing, Northrop Grumman, etc. What they do is they say, hey, look, the military needs this. They need a new unmanned drone that can fly at 120,000 feet. It can fly at Mach 4, and it can see if an orange is ripe or not from that altitude. And it has to be somewhat fuel efficient, and they'll tell these 3 companies that. What these companies will do is they'll go and they'll build a prototype, and then the government comes in and checks these prototypes and goes ahead and chooses which one they want to order more from, whether it be Lockheed, Boeing, have be it. So that's for that photo there. Plant 42 on Google Earth, it says United States Air Force Plant 42, also known as AFP-42, is a federally owned military aerospace facility under the control of the Air Force Materiel Command, the AFMC, in Palmdale, California. Aerospace contractors at Air Force Plant 42 share a common runway complex and either lease building space from the Air Force or own their own building outright, commonly referred to as a GOCO, a government-owned, contracted, operated. There are 8 separate production sites especially suited for advanced technology and or black projects. Currently, the most well-known contract plant at 42 are Boeing, Lockheed Martin, and Northrop Grumman. Now, they're coming out and telling you about this, but a lot of people, this to me has so much more relevant in being an Area 51 than Area 51 actually has. The only thing Area 51 has is a lot of press behind it and a guy named Bob Lazar who comes out and says that this place, holds aliens, reverse technology. Well, if they're doing it there, they're doing it here. A lot of people talk about underground tunnels as well. Well, with Edwards Air Force Base being so close, it is very plausible that they are connected underground. Alright, one photo I really want to get to that you'll see is of an airplane. We all know Area 51 has Janet. It appears that Plant 42 has Anna, or A-N-A. I zoomed in the best I could. Now, these planes are even very advanced passenger planes. They have triangular swept wings on an airplane. Very, very strange. You'll see it in the photos. The first couple photos, you'll see the airplane, and it's known as Anna, A-N-A. And on the side it says something I really can't make out. But I think this is where they fly people in from LA or, any other airport. Which is another part to show that this place is very secretive. And, I hope you guys enjoy this, and this is my introduction to the base. Read more in the story. If you have additional information, if you can correct me on a few things, feel free. Like I said, I've only been researching this a while, and I just thought I would point it out. I have introduced it to you. Now you take it, research it, and see what you think. Hope you enjoyed the video and the article. Check out my article at hubpages.com/Jamie in Englewood. That's JAMIEENGLEWOOD. Jamie in Englewood. It's a town I live in, Englewood. Jamie in Englewood. And you'll see some other articles I've done, like on the TR3B, which is my most popular article. So I'm going to get a lot of pictures together for this video, and hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you. Please leave comments below, and they'll be appreciated.